This is the CBS Entertainment Report. Well, the party never seems to end for the Zootopia gang.
No snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever.
Well, they're taking their time. Now in its 8th week of release, Zootopia 2 is now the highest-grossing Hollywood animation film of all time, with $1.7 billion. Now, we stress Hollywood because the biggest animated film in all history still goes to China's Ne Zha 2 with $2.25 billion. Rihanna, also a member of the Billion Club, her 2008 hit Disturbia just hit 1 billion streams on Spotify. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's hard to believe, but America's love affair with pizza is cooling off. I'm Jeff Colvin of Fortune magazine with the Fortune Business Update. Yes, pizzerias are losing ground. In the past few years, sales at pizza chains have gone almost nowhere, while their competitors overall have been growing, leaving pizza last year in 6th place. So says the Technomic research firm. Coffee shops and Mexican food shops now outnumber pizzerias, which thinned out in the U.S. after hitting a record high in 2019. A few reasons: as food costs rose, menu prices nudged higher, and GLP-1s like Wegovy and Zepbound are leaving millions of people less hungry. Papa John's executives say even when customers choose pizza, they get smaller pies and fewer toppings. Think of it this way. California Pizza Kitchen was sold for $470 million back in 2011. Last month it was sold again for $300 million. I'm Jeff Colvin.
WGNS.
This is Peter Demas, and here is this week's Demas's Emergency Responder of the Week.
Murfreesboro police officer and SRO Cole Glass was on a bike patrol when he noticed a child struggling with a broken bike chain. The boy, visibly frustrated, told Glass the chain came off. Without hesitation, Glass knelt and fixed it, and the moment became a small but powerful reminder of the heart behind the badge. Murfreesboro police officer Cole Glass's response exemplifies the kind of everyday heroism that often goes unnoticed. A willingness to pause, engage, and uplift a neighbor in need.
When you see a firefighter, police officer, paramedic, or telecommunicator going the extra mile, let WGNS know, and we at Demas's Restaurant will salute them as the Emergency Responder of the Week.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Playana to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Welcome in to Rutherford Issues here from News Radio, WGNS. Glad we've got you along with us here this morning. Crazy weather, huh? Talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes. I mean, batten down the hatches. Winter storm on the way. We're going to give you some information from the National Weather Service and something that we are watching very, very, very closely is the weather. And, of course, we've got the cold in place. Middle Tennessee Electric reminds you that a dirty air filter makes your heater work harder and use more energy. So change those monthly to keep your system running smoothly. More energy tips from Middle Tennessee Electric at mte.com/myenergyplan. Okay? That's where you can find it. Very easy. Lots of tips, tricks, information to help save you a little bit of money. You're not averse to that, right? You're ready to save a little bit of money? So let's see. Trying to get some new information here. We're going to talk, like I said, about the weather here in just a couple of moments. Lots really to consider. And I know things are going to change a bit as we get closer to what looks like a winter storm event. Just trying to see some of the latest here so we can bring it to you. First things first, though, we salute today's WGNS SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the Day, and it's Allison Davidson. Allison Davidson has been nominated today as the Good Neighbor of the Day. And the reason why? For her quick, heroic thinking in response in a medical emergency. How about that? Congratulations going out to Allison Davidson for just being there, right? That comes from our friends at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts. Today's salute, a beautiful bouquet of flowers headed the way of Allison Davidson because of that quick, heroic work. If you want to send in to us here at WGNS, a Good Neighbor of the Day, so Ryan Flowers can surprise them with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. All you have to do is text the word neighbor, NEIGHBOR. Text that word to 615-893-1450, and you'll get a reply. On that reply, just tap on the link that you get. We're going to send a link to you, and click submit. It is honestly that easy. You can get to that same web form at wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor. We do it each weekday morning, so that's, 5 a week, 20 a month? We could use your help for sure. And you can do that by sending in your Good Neighbor nominations, like Allison today. Today's Good Neighbor moment is presented by SRM Concrete. Locally grown, nationally known, and committed to the people who make Rutherford County a better place to live. The Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club winner, Melissa Burks, celebrating a birthday today. Melissa, I hope you have a wonderful day. I mean, an absolutely gloriously wonderful day. Going to get to enjoy it with some banana pudding from Slick Pig, so hey, it doesn't get much better than that. Okay, so there you go. Melissa Burks. That's something we do each weekday morning as well. And on Friday, we do the Saturday birthdays. On Monday, Sunday birthdays to get every day taken care of. So that's our WGNS Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club winner, Melissa Burks. Time to take a look at your weather.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Outside right now, the studios of WGNS, 24 degrees. With bright, beautiful, sunny skies. We've warmed up to 27 at the Murfreesboro Airport, so I think we've got a bit of a warm-up going on out there. It's going to feel pretty good the next couple of days, and then it's going to get very cold, dangerously cold, and we could have several inches of snow. Hopefully no ice. No ice, please. I don't wish that on anyone. But this is a major winter storm that's headed our way for the weekend.
Well, Brian, it looks like we'll see sunny skies here for this afternoon with a high in the upper 30s, and winds will be rather calm. Tonight, mostly clear with a low near 23. By Wednesday, a chance for some rain showers, cloudy, high around 50 degrees. And Thursday, a slight chance for some rain, high around 49. Friday, a slight chance for rain and snow mixing early on with cloudy skies, a high around 40 degrees. Then by Saturday, a chance for some snow, cloudy, high around 29. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the update. It is much too early to be thinking about totals, okay? But I can tell you that this is a pretty significant winter storm that could be headed our way. Let's look at our Rutherford weather radar real quick. I've got one of our future radars pulled up here. We're going to get into the mid-range models later today, which will help with the situation. But this is 9 o'clock on Friday night. A mix of rain, sleet, snow, probably mostly snow for us this far north, hopefully, beginning to break out. And as we take it forward in time, by 6, 7 p.m., more snow, snowing at midnight. And then between right around 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning, it is going to snow and snow hard. There's 9 a.m. There's 3 p.m. Heavy snow at 3 p.m. Still snowing at 6 p.m. Still snowing at 12 a.m. Sunday morning. At 3 a.m. Sunday morning. At 6 a.m. Sunday morning. By 9 a.m., we're seeing kind of the back edge of the snow from Clarksville to Paris. And by noon, still snowing here. By 3 p.m., though, it's beginning to push off to the east. So we're talking about from Friday night until Sunday afternoon, snow, heavy at times. So what are some of the outlooks that are out there? Well, our temperature outlook for the next 8 to 14 days is bitterly cold. In terms of winter storm, day 4, which would be on Friday, good probability, right? By day 5, we're in the medium probability of potential big impacts from a winter storm, and that pushes on off to the east. I'm not sure if we're in the we're not in the day 3 for the WPC, but we can tell you that the overall impacts, we're expecting some moderate to severe impacts in terms of snow. How much? It's just too early to be able to tell you about that right now, but we do know that heavy snow is a consideration through this weekend and down along the Tennessee-Alabama border into Alabama, northern Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. We're talking about a major ice storm. We've got to hope that that doesn't creep up this way. At this point, it's what had you rather have. And I'm going snow. We could be measuring this snow in several inches, so keep that in mind as well. Something we're closely watching from Rutherford Weather. Each day we get closer to it, the better the models come in, but all of the models are in pretty good agreement that this is not only going to be a hazardous heavy snow, but cold. Temperatures are going to be extremely cold, like single digits. Not feels like, especially with the snowpack. So we're going to keep an eye on it for you from Rutherford Weather, RutherfordWX.com. We'll be tracking this winter storm. We'll be on radio as well if conditions warrant. We're probably, a day and a half away. By tomorrow afternoon, we're probably going to be put under some kind of winter storm watch, I would think, at that criteria or at what's being projected that we could get. So we'll probably be doing a couple of videos leading up to that, maybe a first look at it in depth later on this afternoon, evening. It may be tomorrow before we get to that. So anyway, we're going to try to keep you updated on the winter storm potential this weekend, but every day, every piece of information that we get is pointing to a pretty big event. RutherfordWX.com, and there are social media links, YouTube, Facebook, X, very active there. And we'll be letting you know we'll go live during impactful and severe weather on the channel at Ruco Weather. My advice, YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment every now and then in the on the post. That helps us grow the channel, get it in front of more people, because this is going to be one of those events where you're going to want information. Okay. So RutherfordWX.com or on the social platforms, Ruco Weather. YouTube is helpful because phone, computer, tablet, television. Okay. Facebook and also X. You'll be able to see our coverage of Rutherford Weather.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
A new CBS News poll shows how Americans feel about the economy a year into President Trump's second term. 74% say the president is not focused enough on lowering prices, while 23% say he's focused the right amount. 76% say their income is not keeping up with inflation. The New York Stock Exchange is developing a separate platform that would allow for 24/7 trading of digital tokens. According to a press release, the NYSE platform would also allow for instant settlements, orders sized in dollar amounts, and stablecoin-based funding. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
The Dow right now off over 500, almost 600 points now as President Trump's Greenland issues kind of spark U.S. capital flight and fear of global trade issues. The Dow down right now 596, 48,763. S&P off 84, 6855. NASDAQ down 332 at 23,183.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
We're going to check on the world news scene from CBS and here on WGNS. This update brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital. Let me remind you that for those watching on Big G TV, our coverage made possible by Murfreesboro Medical Clinic. Improving community health for more than 7 decades, MMC provides accessible, cost-effective care from excellent physicians in advanced medical facilities. Here's your World News Check from WGNS.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. U.S. allies are caught up in the Trump push to get U.S. control of Greenland just ahead of a global economic forum. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte seems to want to de-escalate, saying in a text that he is committed to finding a way forward on Greenland. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron texted President Trump, quote, "I don't understand what you are doing in Greenland." EU countries will hold an emergency summit in Brussels on Thursday to talk about all of this. And President Trump himself said last night he has agreed to a meeting later this week with the relevant European countries in Davos.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk. As a result of President Trump's threat to impose 10% tariffs on the 8 nations that continue to support Denmark's sovereignty over Greenland, the EU is scrapping what would have been a landmark transatlantic trade deal. Instead, the allies may now revive their mothballed threat to impose $100 billion worth of retaliatory tariffs on American goods sold to the EU.
The U.S. is set to host some of the world's biggest sporting events over the next few years, including soccer's World Cup and the Summer Olympics. But CBS's Stacey Lynn reports a new proposal could change who fills the seats.
The DHS is proposing a new rule that would require travelers from visa-free allied countries to submit additional personal data, including up to 5 years of social media history. Critics tell the Washington Post the measure could discourage tourism without significantly improving security.
Well, dozens of beaches in eastern Australia are closed after 4 shark attacks over a 48-hour period. CBS's Michael Wallace.
In the latest attack Tuesday, about 300 miles north of Sydney, a surfer suffered minor cuts when a shark bit his surfboard. Closer to Sydney, separate attacks left a boy in critical condition and a man in stable condition. Another boy escaped unharmed when a shark knocked him off his surfboard.
The New York City nurses' strike against several hospitals is into its second week, with Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders on the picket line to show support.
The people of America love and appreciate our nurses. And today we say to those hospitals, sit down and negotiate a decent contract.
On the Health Watch, a research team studied 11 million births over a 20-year period as many communities in the U.S. began adding fluoride to the water. Columbia University's Matt Needell.
We didn't find evidence to support any changes in birth outcomes, either in birth weight or gestational length.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down about 500 points. The S&P is down 75. This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to the official 48 Hours After Show post-mortem on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377.
It seems cows can do more than anyone knew.
Meet Veronica, a pet cow from Austria who's credited with an amazing feat. Video shows her basking in the beauty of a green field in the snow-capped Alps using a wooden broom secured in the curl of her tongue to scratch her back and undersides. Scientists say it's the first verified instance of a cow using a tool and suggests we humans have underestimated the potential cognitive ability of cattle all along. A biologist at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna points out we haven't really been interested in their behavior or their intelligence, only their ability to provide meat and milk. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The Sundance Film Festival kicks off Thursday in Park City, Utah. It features 90 premieres, and the late founder Robert Redford will be honored. In 2027, Sundance will relocate to Boulder, Colorado. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
At Maples Realty and Auction, we handle traditional sales, auctions, and property management. And we have a development called The Maples with local builders and amenities. This is Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Let us help you get your property sold.
When it's time to buy or sell, trust the name your neighbors know.
I refer a lot of clients to Maples Realty when we have real estate issues that are coming up. Working with Maples has been easy for me, easy for my clients.
Our people, that's the difference.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Sold by Maples Realty and Auction. The voice of reason for an unreasonable world. It's the Rick Burgess Show. Weekdays 11 till 2 on News Radio WGNS.
Unfortunately, you can't train your ChatGPT bot not to show you any ads. After all, OpenAI has to make money somehow. So starting in a week or two, they'll be tinkering with ads inside the app. OpenAI promises they won't allow advertisers to influence responses, but say you ask it to plan you a trip to New York. After you get your answer, you'll probably see a few ads pop up for hotels over there. You can almost hear Billy Bob Thornton saying the words AI-generated crap, can't you? That's what he blames for all the rumors that he's leaving Paramount's Landman. The season 2 finale dropped on Sunday, and since then there's been all sorts of buzz on social media that Billy Bob has quit the show. He says those reports have nothing to do with reality. There's a guy in England who just set a new Guinness World Record for having the largest collection of unique traffic cones, 500 of them, and he didn't even plan it that way. He had to collect them for a copyright trial, and even after the case was over, he just didn't stop. That's what's trending. I'm Christian Chase.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit RecycleRightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you. That's RecycleRightTN.com.
Recycle right, it's all on you. Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Go to RecycleRightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
This is CBS Eye on Veterans.
The Netflix documentary In Waves and War shows how Navy SEALs struggling with their mental health are finding relief with medically assisted psychedelic therapy sessions. Former Navy SEAL Chief Anthony Rivera went through this treatment and described the experience.
Ibogaine works in essentially 3 stages. The first is hallucinatory, mainly auditory, but I had visual hallucinations. The second is introspective, deep, long introspection. And I just wrote everything down. I wrote pages and pages and pages in journals. And then, you live in this euphoric state for quite some time.
This is a paid legal ad.
I'm attorney John Day. One of our clients was operating a farm tractor when he was rear-ended by a tractor trailer. In an instant, his life was changed forever. We helped him receive a settlement that has given him financial security for the rest of his life. Now, each case is different, and we can't promise this type of result for every case. But we can promise that when you hire the law offices of John Day, we'll work hard to help you. If you think we can help, call me, John Day.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
The undefeated Indiana Hoosiers have done it.
Here's the snapback. Beck looks, throws it down the field, and it is intercepted by Indiana. Wow, what a play! And it is Jamari Sharp who comes up with a pick. And Indiana is going to win this thing.
That was Don Fisher from Learfield on the call. They defeated the Miami Hurricanes 27-21 to become national champions for the first time ever. Fernando Mendoza did throw for 186 yards, but in the fourth quarter on 4th and 4, he rushed and pushed his way to a 12-yard rushing touchdown to extend Indiana's lead. In the NFL, the Titans are finalizing a deal to make 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh their next head coach, and Saleh plans to call defensive plays this time around. In the NBA, the Warriors defeated the Heat 135-112, Pistons over the Celtics 104-103.
Access Tennessee Sports, I'm Josh Copley. As of last night, the Tennessee Titans have found their next head coach. As reported by Rap Sheet, the Titans will be hiring former San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. Reports suggest that Saleh will have a hand in defensive play calling, and San Francisco's historically stout defense should create some optimism. Undefeated number 5 Vanderbilt women's basketball would have their toughest matchup of the year on Monday against number 7 Michigan. The Lady Commodores would stay perfect, defeating the Wolverines by a final score of 72-69. Vandy would sneak out with the win, courtesy of a game-high 20 points from Aubrey Galvin. Tennessee men's basketball would fall out of the AP Top 25 for the first time in 5 seasons. The Vols were riding a 90-week streak as a ranked team, which was the second longest active streak in college basketball, only behind Houston. Tennessee is currently 12-6 after the loss to Kentucky. I'm Josh Copley with Access Tennessee Sports.
This is News Radio WGNS, Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, coming up tonight on WGNS, it's State Farm Prep Basketball. Begins at 5:45, right after All Sports Talk. We hit the air with Blackman at Oakland. Girls followed by the boys. Girls tip is at 6 o'clock. We'll also have some sports for you on Friday. Coach's show scheduled for Saturday morning. It's girls basketball week on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner. And at 3:30, the Lady Raiders will host Liberty. That's a pregame again of 3:30 with a 4 o'clock tip right here on WGNS. On Thursday night, Coach Rick Insel goes for number 500. It's going to be a special night on WGNS. Pregame at 6 and the tip at 6:30. You're going to have the old pro, Dick Palmer, behind the microphone as Rick Insel goes for number 500. And special $5 tickets on sale there. So Lady Raiders versus Delaware could be a historic night over at the Murphy Center. Greg Pogue will be alongside as well, and should be a really special night of basketball on Thursday. That's what we've got scheduled for you this week. Check out our sports schedule online, wgnssportsradio.com. wgnsradio.com.
I've got pests, bees, buzzing, rodents running all through my house. Ants chewing wood, and look, there's a mouse. I've overrun with pests, but you're gonna be sure, safe and secure. It's the last rites for those pests. Call the best of the best to get rid of your pests.
893-7111. AmeriCare Services Incorporated. Call us today. 893-7111.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Carlin Cochran. A 53-year-old man is charged with stalking a 16-year-old girl in South Nashville. Police say Christopher Turner was first seen outside her home last summer, frightening the teen, and later stole her bike. Investigators say Turner then mailed the girl a disturbing letter from jail earlier this month. He now faces a felony aggravated stalking charge and remains in custody on a $40,000 bond. Metro Council is set to discuss a $4.5 million grant aimed at reducing violent crime in Nashville's 37207 zip code, an area ranked among Tennessee's most dangerous. The updated grant adds oversight of subcontractors, reallocates unused funds, and extends expenses through June 30th. Funding is intended to help the Metro Police Department implement targeted strategies to address crime hotspots and protect the community. More news in 30 seconds.
Craig Buckner with Mills Family Pharmacy.
Many medications for our animals have to be compounded, and we offer that here at Mills Family Pharmacy.
Mills Family Pharmacy offers a wide range of compounding.
Special for you, your loved ones, or for your pets.
Learn more at millsfamilypharmacy.com.
Thank you for allowing us to be your local pharmacy. We're at 2994 South Church Street, next to Toots.
Mills Family Pharmacy, dedicated to providing customers with services to meet their needs.
Tennessee football players spent Martin Luther King Jr. Day giving back to the Knoxville community. Several Vols partnered with Second Harvest Food Bank to distribute food at the Volunteer Ministry Center's Caswell Manor Apartments. Players say the experience was meaningful, especially for Knoxville native Deshaun Bishop, who called it a blessing to serve his hometown. The team says seeing residents' smiles made the day especially rewarding. Carlin Cochran, Access Tennessee News.
Looking for great deals on name brand clothing, furniture, and more? Visit the Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street across from the tall downtown NHC building in Murfreesboro. Our competitive prices and quality selection make it easy to find exactly what you need. And here's the best part, 100% of your purchase supports Greenhouse Ministries, helping over 70 families a day. When you shop at the Garden Patch, you're not just getting a deal, you're making a difference. The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street in Murfreesboro.
Steve from Florida asks, I'm getting up there in age and I will soon begin living with my daughter and her family. I'm healthy, but God forbid something happens. I'm worried about how my assets will pass to my daughter. I have a pension, Social Security, 403B, and an IRA. Well, Steve, it's pretty easy when it comes to the 403B and an IRA because those accounts will pass by contract. So whoever is named as the beneficiary is where the money will go. For everything else in your life, that is where the estate planning process comes into play. I hope that helps.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, MMC Doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
This segment is sponsored by the local Edward Jones office of Lee Colvin. The host of the show and Edward Jones have an existing business relationship. This event is not a testimonial of services provided by Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Avoid using Or use caulk, okay? Use caulk or weather stripping to seal leaks around your windows and doors. Stopping drafts is one of the quickest ways to lower your winter bill. More ideas at mte.com/myenergyplan. I was trying to tell you to not do something that you should do. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. Lee Colvin is here. I feel better now. Good morning, sir.
How you doing today, Brian?
I'm okay. It's like the tail wagging the dog day for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Instead of the dog wagging the tail.
You just trying to catch up?
Yeah. What are you doing?
You know, I'm trying to put our aging parents' wishes first.
To have my kids believe things. You know, I'm aged.
Fast.
You know what I got in the mail the day before my birthday?
What's that? The AARP?
Uh-huh. Man, their timing is uncanny. Their timing is just like, happy birthday.
For 10 years, you're like, I'm not old enough. Now you're like, hot dog. No.
So I guess I can go get a senior coffee. But anyway.
There you go.
As parents get older, you know, talking about financial issues, aging issues, those can be some difficult conversations to have too.
You know, it can, Brian, but you know, here's the thing. As your parents grow older, it may be time to talk to them about financial and aging issues, which may involve difficult conversations, but conversations that need to be had.
And how do you approach this? I'm sure very carefully.
Definitely. You know, you'll want to be very careful in how you do this by maybe mentioning ahead of time that you'd like to talk to them about their future plans and possibly reassure them that you want to understand their wishes so that their affairs will be taken care of as they would like.
I mean, how do you even begin to approach this to ask? I mean, you're going to have to ask questions. So, I mean, how do you even start that?
Well, first, we got to make sure that your parents are agreeable, right?
My dad was never agreeable to anything, but unless there was food involved.
So have these conversations over dinner.
Yeah, see? There's a fix for everything.
At the Barrett house. Yeah. You know, choose a comfortable location, possibly ask whom they would like to invite and or not invite. Then think about how to open the conversation, preferably not with what they want to do with their money, as this could be interpreted as you're seeking information about your inheritance or being skeptical about their financial decisions. Instead, build a broader discussion about their vision for their aging years. You know, a series of shorter conversations that may allow you to cover topics more comfortably rather than trying to solve everything at once.
Well, today the meat of the conversation here with Lee is going to surround kind of four things. Areas that you should address when having this conversation with parents. They include healthcare, they include independence, financial goals, and obviously last wishes, you know, in terms of after their passing. So let's take these one at a time. Healthcare, that's got to be a biggie.
Huge. Just huge, Brian. You know, we seek to learn whether our parents have established appropriate health-related legal documents such as a healthcare power of attorney, and this can give someone the authority to make decisions about their medical care. If your parents have become unable, also a living will which spells out the extraordinary medical treatments that they may or may not want toward the end of life.
Healthcare, independence. That's something as people get older, I think that's one of the number one things, they want to keep their independence, especially as long as possible, right?
Don't try to take those keys away.
No, boy. One of my brothers made that mistake and then, of course, blamed me for it with Dad. Yeah. But they were hidden in a cabinet in the kitchen. That's as mad as I've ever seen him in my life. That was not the way to handle that situation, by the way.
Folks, sometimes this conversation is not I'll say this conversation is never playing, but boy. As folks do age, Brian, they may begin to lose their independence. So have your parents, and this is a question, have your parents considered options for long-term care, such as an assisted living facility, a nursing home, or a home health aide? If they plan to receive support from family members, do your parents' expectations match yours, and how much you may be supporting them in those matters?
We're talking with Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin, putting your aging parents' wishes first and having this conversation about things like healthcare, independence, financial goals, last wishes. Let's talk financial goals.
Focusing on personal or financial aspects of their legacy is where they want to leave, even the word leave, it can be valuable conversation. Have they updated their will? Have they checked their other estate documents, such as a living trust? Have they created a durable power of attorney for a trusted family member to make financial decisions for them if they become incapacitated? Do they have the proper beneficiary designations on their insurance policies, retirement plans, or bank accounts? And Brian, if you position these issues around your parents having control over transferring their assets, then rather than curiosity, you'll, basically who will get what, you'll more likely have a productive conversation with that parent.
I think maybe the biggest thing that keeps you from having this conversation is talking about last wishes.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, isn't it?
We want to know. Maybe they want to tell you. Maybe it's just not knowing how. But you'll want to learn whether your parents have instructions on their will, about their funeral and last wishes. Express that you or another close family member should know who is responsible for making their wishes or making sure that their wishes are met in a timely fashion.
Money, independence, aging, all of these things that we talked about are pretty sensitive issues, aren't they?
They are, but you don't have to do this all alone. Enlist help from another close family member, or if your parents work with an attorney, maybe a financial professional, a trusted advisor, consider asking if they're interested in having them participate in your talks. You might even be able to introduce your parents to one of those advisors if they've not met before. But in any case, just keep talking, Brian. It's important to have these conversations. They're challenging, but if handled correctly, they can be a great benefit to your parents and to your entire family.
You mentioned, talking with an advisor, and maybe someone's at the point where they need to start beginning to put this together for themselves, trying to unravel things, just really need help from a financial advisor. I'm sure that you or one of the great Edward Jones folks here in Rutherford County would be able to help.
Brian, we always want to help our local neighbors, our friends, our family. If there's somebody out there who has questions, who has not gone through this yet, or who has, but maybe it's been a while, feel free to give your current financial advisor a call, or if you don't have one, feel free to call us at 615-907-7056. Again, that's 907-7056. The folks in my office, we would love to talk to you, ask some preliminary questions to find out your situation, your needs, and either help you directly or refer you to the best advisor in the area to assist with your needs.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home has served Murfreesboro families.
Subscribe to Big G TV, local content that matters to Rutherford County.